Welcome to the SCLD podcast, where we talk about all the things you can do and find at the library.
Hello, I'm Erin Dodge, a communication specialist here at Spokane County Library District. My guest is Danielle Marcy, early learning librarian with the SCLD. And today we're talking about resources for homeschooling families. And welcome, Danielle.
Oh, thank you for having me today, Erin.
And so folks might not know that we have a homeschooling library card. So what is it and how is it different than like my individual card that's just for me?
Sure. So our homeschool cards are for our families who are homeschooling, and they need to live in the unincorporated area. So if you're a resident of Liberty Lake, or if you're a resident of Spokane, the downtown city, you're going to turn to those other systems for those resources. But if you're in the unincorporated area, the card basically gives you the opportunity to have 50 extra materials, and that they are all ones that you would be homeschool related, like materials for you for planning homeschool curriculum.
Right.
And
we have some books and things that kind of represent some of that, and you have some more there. So materials that you would use for homeschooling for the different, and I know there's set curriculum, as you said, for homeschooling, and getting that through. So, yeah.
And so the homeschool card really is for those materials.
Okay.
So households, and there is just one card per family.
Okay.
But it gives you a way to organize them, and keep kind of track of them better, instead of having them on all different kiddos' cards.
Right. And like you said, it's different than the individual cards. So those, you can keep those other checkouts separate if it's something like they're reading something for fun, different than what they're reading for their homeschool curriculum. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Good.
Yeah.
I like organization. Keeps things less chaotic.
Yeah.
And so we're talking about materials that they could check out. So we have some examples. So what sorts of materials does the library have that would be beneficial to a child's education?
Oh, yeah. So we have things on specific subject. So if kiddos are doing research, or they're doing units, or learning about prepositions. Yeah. Or do you need a dictionary? And this one's so fun. It's a Roald Dahl dictionary. Oh. So it has a lot of fun, unusual words in it. But it still is a functioning dictionary. So
I see science here.
Yes.
A really incredible science book.
DK does a wonderful job of having such fun materials.
Like a flap book. So you're kind of, that's interactive, and that's fun.
Yeah. So really engaging your kiddos with fun materials. And then we have things to support you when you're doing your art or history, and we have just such a wide scope of materials for learning.
And then for different ages, because there's different needs for each, age when you're homeschooling, correct?
Exactly. Yeah. Because, the homeschool, if you're homeschooling your kindergarten, you're going to need a lot of different materials than if you're homeschooling your
teenager.
Teen. Yes.
For example.
Yeah. And in fact, I have some great materials for those readers who may need a little more help.
Oh, okay.
So we have what we call the read-alongs. So it's a book that has the player so it has the words. Yeah.
Okay. So here's the player that you play it, and it tracks.
It reads the words. The words. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And then, so if your kiddo, needs help reading, that's so critical for them when you're hearing, audio things aloud and the reading, so. And then we have different levels. So that one's a chapter book, but this one is, a beginning reader. So yeah.
Okay. So chapter book. Oh yeah. And that I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe I've seen it in person once when librarian Sherry Boggs was talking about first getting these, and this little reader here, and it has the different functions. If you're go forward, go back, different modes. Very cool. You can if you missed a section or you weren't paying attention, you could go back and have it read that part again.
Yeah. So that's
great.
Yeah.
And I know some kiddos really can use that help, and mine kind of can be one of those kiddos.
Yeah.
And there's different reasons for it,
hmm
reading comprehension comes at different levels to different people. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The more we can read aloud to kids, the better.
that's great.
Yeah. I also have some fun materials to support learning.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So this is a nonfiction DVD series. So if you're wanting to kind of go down, if you're wanting to dive deeper into particular topics.
Oh.
So, there's history, King Tut. So there's a whole set of history kids. There's science kids, looking.
What
Yeah.
a fun lesson. Like, you could have them work on also, watch, listen, and then do projects.
Yeah.
Like a diorama or anything. I mean, just very cool.
To connect those. Yeah. I guess as I'm gathering materials here, I guess I just really have to say the library offers so much. As I was looking for resources for
Right.
homeschool families. Yeah.
Well, and if you don't go the route of borrowing from the library, you might share with other homeschooling families, but at some point, a homeschooling family had to purchase those materials, and it can get expensive.
Yeah.
Books can get expensive, and other materials. So I think, library's a great resource, and it's free.
Yeah. Well, and, even if we don't own the book, if it's something that would benefit other families, you can ask the library to purchase it.
Okay.
So, or if the library doesn't purchase it, you can also let us know whether interlibrary loan would be an option.
I see.
So, because if another library, say in Seattle or, Montana,
Right.
has the book, they'll lend it to us. You only get it for 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
make sure and make that a
Yeah.
priority. But
You have to time it right.
yeah. Yeah.
All right, we're doing this lesson this week and next week.
Right. So, or because the homeschool families, I think, may have a little bit of flexibility,
Sure.
which is so nice. Yeah.
Absolutely.
One of the.
Or do you have some other things to show?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
And
I'm seeing
more.
the Korean word, so I'm thinking do some language learning.
Yeah. So
That might not have been what you were picking, but
let's see. If I show this one, I want to show that too.
oh, cool.
So, we've got, language learning support. We also, we'll talk a little bit about digital resources later, but we also have Pronunciator as a resource.
Yeah.
But we also have music. So it's so critical when you're learning language that your music is an easy way to learn or easier, I should say. Yeah.
And if you kind of incorporate a little movement and you're up and about and listening and singing, and sometimes that physical movement will help with learning.
Right. It makes those brain connections. It's so critical. Yeah, we advocate that in early learning. So yeah, all those skills.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Let's see what else I've got. Oh, and we've got great read aloud. So if you are on car trips or just out and about and driving around with your kiddos, you can do, or at home, if you want to do a project. We've got our book on CDs. And so we've got How to Train Your Dragon. This is a great read aloud.
Oh.
Yeah. Or there's classics like Lewis Carroll's Through the Looking Glass.
Yes.
Yeah. So we've got you covered. And then, of course, books that the kiddos can just listen to on their own, whatever they're interested in.
Sure.
Because the more they read, the more they learn.
Sure.
Yeah. We also have great nonfiction for biographies.
You just start stacking on top.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. The Who Was series. Yeah.
Those are great.
If you need some help with your PE for
fun.
your family, we've got a variety of different movement and fitness videos. Yeah, I saw some. I didn't pull any, but there's some on yoga.
I was going to say, I remember getting the yoga for kids or something, and my son and I did that for a little while.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're working on sort of calming and meditation too at the same time. It was good. It was very good.
Or more nonfiction, and this one's specific to Common Core. We hear that a lot about schools. So yeah, really supporting those
That's very
topics.
specific. It says first grade math. So you have the library has very specific grades and learning lessons and things.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I know that a lot of homeschool families really like this, Where is Life of Fred series. So they're all story problems that are, really, and it's really great for their
Is it comprehension?
Yeah. And the way that they teach it, I think, is helpful for kids to really grasp the concepts. So, yeah. So we have a number of those. The Life of Fred, they're all in the 513 area, which is our math area.
Okay.
Yeah. So those are like the elementary ages for math.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And I don't think I had you show this, but we do have a specific homeschool library card application. And I see it right there.
Yeah.
Hold that up. So it's very similar to a regular paper application. There's a little bit more. I think you can designate some other folks in the family maybe that can check out with the card.
Well, yeah, they come in with if they have the card in hand.
Okay.
So yeah,
once you get the card, you can say, "Oh yeah, my spouse is also going to be able to check out the books."
Yeah. So it's anybody who has the card in hand that is able to check out the books, and it's still the same general card.
Okay.
So that's not a different card, but you receive. But the card. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say there's some other things you're kind of agreeing to on the application. Oh yeah. Hold that up and I love that our cards have the little key ring thing.
Yes.
Because I don't like to have to always get my wallet, but I have my keys in my hand. So I just come in and then I can scan my barcode on my key ring and be out the door with my stuff. And yeah.
That does make it so handy. Yeah.
Okay. So for the homeschooling, there are some, what you agree to and kind of the terms that we talked about, the 50 items and that separate from your individual card and all that.
Yeah. And just like individual library cards, they don't have the overdue fees anymore.
Okay.
Well, these never had the overdue fees.
Okay.
So, but still, yeah.
There is a point though, if you haven't, if your items are overdue, they will consider them lost. So you'll either need to bring them in so we can get rid of that lost item charge, or you'll need to, if you actually have lost your book, which I have done, and then I found it like a year later under my son's bed. Oops. You'll have to pay for that book or that material.
Yeah. But as we say, no judgment, because unfortunately we've all been there.
Well, and that helped, experiences like that help you think, okay, how can we keep this organized? And maybe there's a specific spot where those materials live. And when you're done with them, you put them in that spot so they don't go under the bed.
Right. It's weird where they end up. Yeah.
Yeah. I think my daughter also, there was a book that she has this little bench and there's a cushion, and somehow it got under the cushion. And I obviously never thought to lift the cushion up until I was cleaning that area one day. There it was.
Yeah.
So I think both of my kiddos have lost a book that I paid for. Oh, well.
Yeah. And so the application you also it has different verifications.
Okay.
So like when you get a library card, we just want to verify your address and your picture ID. We still need your picture ID, but for this one, we want a declaration of intent so it's a form, and most homeschool families are very familiar with it,
right?
Because it's what they file
with the school district.
Yeah. Or if you are not filing that specific form, whatever homeschool organization you're working with,
right?
A verification letter from them will do it too. Yeah, and we just need to take a peek at it. We're not going to keep a copy,
and then you just note, yes, they had one, and they're good to go.
Yep. Just like we do with your IDs and stuff. We're not taking any. Yeah.
You're not writing it down. You're not taking a picture. Nope. Like, it's not like when you go to the doctor's office and they're like, you need all forms of ID and all of your medical cards, and not like that.
Yeah. The library. Yeah. We let you control your information.
Very good.
Yeah. So, yeah.
All right. So we have all of these physical items that people can check out for homeschooling. And then we also have online resources in our digital library that with your homeschool card you have access to.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about a couple of those?
Yeah. We have such fun things.
And when I say a couple, there's like dozens.
There is, yeah. So one of the ones that immediately came to mind was the homework help on the brain fuse. So it's listed as help now on our website. And basically, if you click on there every day from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m., there's live tutors that can help you. So your kiddo gets stuck on a homework problem, or you all are needing some help explaining a concept to your kiddo.
Mhm.
Man, yeah, I personally have used it a couple times
good.
with, my son's learning.
Wonderful.
So-
And I know that they also have a writing lab. So if writing isn't your strong suit as a parent, you can utilize that to help your kiddos with their writing.
Yeah.
In our quest to inspire the next generation of scientists, engineers, and innovators, the library offers a wide range of programs and resources on science, technology, engineering, and math, together referred to as STEM. For young explorers, our STEM programs ignite imagination and hands-on learning. Did you know you can design your own video game, code a robot, create a marble roller coaster, or try out exciting science experiments? Together, we make STEM fun. Your library also has STEM resources you can explore at home. You can check out books on great STEM topics and borrow cool stuff, like telescopes and exploration kits from our Library of Things. Unleash your creativity, foster innovation, and explore all that Spokane County Library District has to offer. We invite you to visit one of our libraries today.
And it also has the skills tab
Okay.
that it breaks it down by grade level.
Oh,
So
good.
then you can go in if you want the kiddos to work on math, concepts, that this is something that you can, work on.
Very cool.
Yeah. There's also, just like the physical books, we have ebooks in Libby. And there's some great nonfiction, just similar to these, the science books, the math support, things in history, whatever you're going to research. We've got great nonfiction in our ebook collection. So,
Cool. And I know that so Libby is for Overdrive, and I know that we have some kids and some teens. You can kind of jump into those areas, and then it'll just give you those levels of books. So that's one way to kind of narrow it down.
Yeah. Or using the search feature for a particular topic or,
Perfect.
Yeah. Then we also have great encyclopedic resources. Of course, we have World Book, but we also have Galen Context, and the Galen Context has the different age levels. So you've got elementary, middle school, and high school. Okay. So that one really helps target whatever kind of level kiddos are, and disseminates the information in age appropriate, bites
basically,
for them.
Yeah, the reading level that they're at, it gives them the information in that level of reading, and it doesn't throw a bunch of giant words at the little ones, for example.
Yeah. Or you're not having such low reading level if you're, a high schooler.
Sure.
It's like, I need more.
Right.
Yeah. More robust. And of course, we have Novelist that provides great book suggestions. So, not only nonfiction and learning research, but, that general reading if you're reading classics or you're wanting particular types of reading. And you can get really specific about what kind of things you want to try to read.
And even though it's called Novelist, it's not just novels. Like you mentioned nonfiction. So there is a wide variety.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it does also recommend nonfiction too.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's a I forgot what I was going to say. Sorry.
Well, I think that I know that there's two novelists. There's one K through 8. So those are grades kindergarten through 8th grade. But then also regular novelists, you'll get those as well, but you'll also get the teen and the adult level books too. So if you go on to the digital library, which we'll have a link below in the description, you'll see both of those. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Yes. Nope. That's perfect. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, we also have, things like tumble books that are like guided reading.
Okay.
So you can, open a book, and it's kind of similar to the read aloud, but it's electronically, where the words as they go along will highlight. Yeah. The reading text, and targeted more towards elementary age kiddos, especially beginning readers and things. So, yeah.
I'm looking at the science book, and you were talking about the Galen context. There is a science one.
Mm-hmm.
And if I remember right, they have some different ideas for science experiments, if that's part of the curriculum. And we also, did we talk about Library of Things at all?
No, we haven't talked about Library of Things. Yes. So we have to kind of jump back to the materials. I actually have one with me.
See, you're so prepared. Oh, that's a big one.
That is a big one. So this one is the machines and contraptions.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Make a little room in the middle.
Sure. And this one has the Kiva planks in there. And there's also simple machines. Oh, wow. And each one has a list of what's in the kit. And then it also has a book that is related.
Wood planks.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can like build things.
Yes. So, yeah. And if you look online, Kiva actually, they have a website that has tutorials that will help you. It'll give you ideas of because there's some specific numbers. Like if you do 3 across and then 3, let's see.
We're not going to,
or maybe it was 4. Yeah.
Figure this out right now.
Yeah. But anyway, there is some links, and there's some specific numbers of how many fit. Yeah. In a line, and they build, up. So, So they're mathematically like, a unit.
Okay.
That basically, and they give us a lot of great information on their website and for the Kiva planks.
Simple machines looks like a bit.
Yeah. So we have.
I don't want to lose any planks. So.
Yeah. And this one has a guide with it that kind of talks about what type of machines are in there and how we could.
You're following instructions and building them again. This is very much that engineering kind of technology, potentially.
Yeah.
Kind of idea.
And so, what can you do with them all? What can you make? So there you can go by the guided, or you can make up some things on your own.
I probably would start with the guided.
Yeah.
And then after I have a handle on what it is, then maybe go from there.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I was doing it as a kiddo. Actually, if I was a kiddo, I'd probably just start doing random things.
Just
as an adult,
right.
I'd like to start with some examples.
And that's the joy of, I think, kids learning is that
they just dive in, and that's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. You want to put that back in?
Sure.
Or we could just leave it out for now and keep talking, whatever.
Yeah. Let's just put those together.
All right.
And then, And then I didn't bring examples, but we also have things like snap circuits and lots
I've checked out those. We've done that. We did a family snap circuit, and we did several things. The most popular was the radio.
Oh.
And the little helicopter thing that it would just go up and then come right back down after you. Yeah.
That's pretty amazing, though. I mean,
it took a little bit to get, again, you started out basic, and then we're like, let's try something more amazing. It just kept going. So they're a lot of fun.
Yeah. Then we, if you wanted to have, especially like if you're homeschool, if you want to work in a group, we have the family construction zone. It's 5 sets of big blocks.
Oh, wow.
And there are a wide variety of different types of blocks.
Yeah.
So you can have a block party.
And they're foam, right? They're not, or are they not?
There's a variety. So you've got some wooden ones. There's some that have like the color glass in them.
Oh, okay.
And then there are some that are foam, and there's some that are smaller, and then there's some that are
quite
really,
large.
yeah, quite large. So yeah, it's
If you have a small car, you might want to bring somebody else's car for those big ones. I remember seeing a librarian try to stuff it all into her little car, and it just barely made it. she and the blocks were in her car, and that was it. The big one.
She's playing a bit of Tetris.
Yes, exactly. Very cool.
Yeah.
Anything else that we haven't touched on that you wanted to share? I think I see some more stuff, so I didn't know if you want to go over.
Oh, yes. And so not only for the kiddos, so the library, we don't collect curriculum materials like the textbooks or anything.
Okay.
But we do have some support material for adults. I was going to grab this.
We might need to move the bag down so folks can see what you're sharing.
Yes, that is. Let's go ahead and do that.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as you're watching and listening, I think we're conveying that that's a lot of stuff. It's not just a little bit. It's quite a bit of things that,
yeah. So we have, actually, I'm not going to start with this one. Let's see. I'm going to start with things like this.
Okay.
So this is like everything you need to know as a parent for homeschooling.
Okay.
So we've got great resources. There are some that are targeted or for audiences with kiddos with specific needs. So I have one like on if you have a kid who has autism, and kind of some specific ideas of how that will work for them. We've got some that are, if your skew or the reason your family is homeschooling, is religious, then we've got some support materials for you too. And then, if you just need some quick tips, we've got the hacks. Everybody appreciates a good hack.
Yeah, if you're feeling uncertain or struggling, a hack might be good.
Yeah, or if you're not doing the traditional or the whole homeschooling. If you have kind of a mix, then there's some information too.
Yeah, and I didn't ever know about that until recently. Like, oh, there's a hybrid. You can do some homeschool curriculum at home, and then do some at a school or a facility that does that. So
yeah. And I think that really became popular during the pandemic.
Okay.
There was a lot of families who
kind of did the hybrid method. I mean, kids were already at home, so
right. That's we're coming out of it. So many families, seeing that model, just maybe looking towards, yeah. I really like this one. So if you need specific subject information, so, I'm not an artist. I would, I would need help with,
anyone
creating
can teach art. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds really helpful.
Yeah. So materials for adults too. And then we even in our library of things, if you needed technology resources, we have things like the hotspots. So if you needed, you all are going to take a field trip out but you needed to have access to technology while you're out and doing homework while you're there.
Right. And the hotspots give you Wi-Fi.
Yes.
And it runs on the same technology as like a cell phone to get Wi-Fi data. And so, like you could check out a hotspot, go somewhere out and about. And like you said, take your laptop, your iPad, whatever you're working on to maybe you want your kiddos to be taking pictures on the iPad and then write a little report or something about nature.
That's a great idea. That's a great lesson
plan.
Up
with it right there.
Maybe some homeschool families are going to really appreciate that one.
Well, and I'm just going to tack on one more thing.
Yeah.
We do have those Check Out Washington Discover backpacks. So if you get that, you get a Discover Pass, and you can go to like Riverside State Park, any of the state parks. And now you have the day pass to park. And if you get the hotspot, stay in the park, state park. I don't know.
Yeah. No, that's a wonderful idea. I was just going to mention the same thing. So that's perfect.
Well, and I think that if you're thinking like, oh, we want to get out of the house, we want to do something, we've been cooped up, we've been studying all this. I think that's a great idea. The library can help you even with materials to get out of the house and go explore. I mean, my kids do field trips through school, so
Yep.
why not do field trips with homeschooling? In fact, I think it's probably some of the best stuff. Field trips are great. I love field trips.
Yeah, definitely. Or practical skills. We have things like sewing machines that you can check out from the library, or cooking. We have an Instapot,
that's
teach your kids how to use an Instapot.
I heard we just got a food dehydrator. Oh, things. So if like gardening and that sort of thing is in your curriculum or just part of your family, you can then take the next step and dehydrate some fruits and vegetables.
Yeah. And if you need those seeds, we've got the seed libraries. Yeah. Come in and check out some seeds.
Obviously, we both work at the library.
Yeah.
We think the library is amazing. But truly, there's a lot of things and a lot of materials, a lot of books. So.
Do you have a green thumb? Are you new to gardening? No matter your skill level, every season is gardening season at the library. We have an extensive collection of gardening books and online resources that can plant the seeds for new ideas and help you cultivate your indoor and outdoor projects. We also have seed libraries. Our Take and Give seed libraries are currently accepting donations of vegetable, herb, and flower seeds. Bring your heirloom seeds into a library to share with other gardeners for spring planting. Learn more today at scld.org.
One more thing we want to touch on is programs and events at the library.
Right.
And some ones that we might have specifically for homeschool families. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. So we have a specific section in our Engage that talks about what times and dates we have for programs that really work well for homeschool families.
Right. And homeschool families can come to any program.
Yes.
Just to put that out there.
Yes. Okay.
Yep. But these ones are kind of during the day, during the weekday. And okay.
Yeah, that may be better timing for families, the homeschool. So we've got some virtual reality for teens and adults coming. So at the Moran Library, you can sign up for those. It is a registration, but on April 24th from 2:30 to 5:30, there's that window. The creating rubber band racers, we've done that throughout the district.
Nice.
And so some STEM activities.
Very cool.
So those are happening at Cheney on April 18th at 10:30 and Deer Park on May 22nd at 10:30. So
and a lot of I feel like a lot of those like kind of teenage we do have a lot of STEM and also a lot of art. So I feel like if you pick up Engage, you can find those programs and then just, schedule, okay, that, we're going to sign up and that day we're going to go to the library for that activity and that could fit into your curriculum. And then if they enjoyed it, if it's a STEM program or an art program they enjoyed, there might be a kit you can take home to keep exploring those concepts and do some more of that. I think that's kind of the genius of the library.
Yeah.
If I can say so. I don't plan any of these things. I don't put the materials together, but I can still brag about them. You and your teams, the librarians, you guys do a great job of coming up with all this stuff. So it's great. Yeah.
And the ideas just come from a variety of places. So
Absolutely.
And I mean, just like you were saying that anybody can go to any of our programs. We have family ones coming, like the Star Wars Jedi Academy is going to come up through April and May at most of our libraries.
Yes.
Most of them are kind of in the 4 to 5 time zone time. But yeah.
And that if I remember right, there's a craft to do with Star Wars. So there's probably some lightsabers involved, and you can come in costume. So if you and or your kids love Star Wars and you have the costumes, you don't just have to wear them on Halloween or like that time of year. You can bring them to the library, wear them, come enjoy some activities. That
one's going to be so fun. Yeah.
And if someone isn't homeschooling yet, but they want to, they're thinking about it, they think maybe I could do it, what would you recommend? Would you say come into the library?
Yes.
Still fun.
I was just going to say, we have books for you.
So yeah,
Just-
either get online and find some like homeschooling, how do I do it books.
Yeah.
Or you could, if you're not even sure like what book is best, you could always come in and talk to staff.
Yes. Yeah. We
Absolutely.
would be happy to help you out finding the right books for you.
So
Yeah. To meet your needs.
all right. Well,
Yeah.
anything else? Was there anything else wonderful there on your card that we want to share? Or
Let's see. Yeah.
We've covered a lot.
We've covered a lot.
We've covered so much. So
Yeah. Oh, the one thing I should say
Okay,
is, if your teens are looking for activities, because homeschool families making sure that you connect with the community and do community service, we have our Teen Leadership Council that they can participate in. They meet October through June, so kind of during the school session, and they
I think if I understand, because a friend of mine's son is in it,
Mhm.
and they decide on a project.
Mhm.
The teens themselves pick a project. So I know there's a librarian to help them and guide them and give them advice, or if they need materials, they'll help them get the materials. But the teens decide a project, and then they do it.
Yep.
They put it together. They do whatever they need to do. Like, and it could be putting on a program. It could be going out in the community. It could be putting together like a zine that, about teen topics. So it's pretty cool.
It is very cool.
And again, it's nobody's telling them what they should be doing. They decide.
Yeah, they decide.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So a lot of agency, and then, just, basically giving them those opportunities to grow.
And right now we're in the STCU studio at Spokane Valley Library doing this podcast recording. And this space there's like video boot camps and like different animation, claymation, or Lego animation programs for tweens and teens, depending on, it changes up all the time. Also a really great learning opportunity to sign up for those.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the North Spokane Library has the lab, which has a lot of those. It has the Glow Forge.
I was going to say the Glow Forge. I think we have some summertime, which, just for fun or for learning. So the Glow Forge, which is a laser 3D printer. So it's cutting and to make the thing that it's printing. So
and we have our 3D printer,
that's right.
I think that we have a variety of teens and
teens and adults. There might be.
I think it might be a tween.
There might be a tween one.
Yeah.
But that one's really cool too. You basically are building it in the software, and the software is telling the printer the filament comes down and makes the thing. It's fascinating. It's technology is fascinating.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. We really have you covered.
We do. All right. Well, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was just going to say thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you for being here and sharing all of this.
Yes.
Is there anything else?
I think just knowing that homeschool families, we have lots of resources for you. Please come in and talk to us.
I did want to plug one more thing.
Okay.
That I just thought of off the top of my head. If you're struggling with the subject, or you're not sure which like online resource might be good for history, you could always book a librarian.
Oh yeah.
Which is you sign up online, and then someone like yourself would say, oh yeah, I can help you learn how to use this software at home. And then you show them the ropes, and then they can feel confident when they're teaching, kind of like anyone can teach art. Well, anyone can teach history.
Right.
You just need the proper tools. So book a librarian. You'll find that online on our website. And we could probably keep going, but
yes.
How about thank you? Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me today.
The work you guys do is wonderful. All the resources are wonderful. Getting the word out to folks that the library can really help. Really help with learning. Can help with fun stuff. Can help with learning. It's really great. So, all right. And thank you for watching at home. If you're homeschooling now, or you're thinking about homeschooling, definitely check out the library. Get a homeschooling library card. Even if you're not homeschooling, but you just want to occupy kids over the summer, all these materials would be great for that too. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.